Okay, let's start it. Hello everyone from around the world who joined OpenInfra Asia. This is Lucas from GARAOTUS. I'm really glad to be here today. So for the next 30 minutes, what I'm going to show you is about how to bridge high-tech and medical practice. As a licensed pharmacist, I think, I'm like majority of medical staffs. Most of us, we are pure healthcare or medicine background without any IT related domain know-how. We have no idea of that. In order to applying all this high-tech like AI, HPC or cloud, we want to apply all this in the medical practice. So OpenInfra and GARAOTUS play a very important role to set up all this infrastructure in the past decades. Thank you OpenInfra and for all you have contributed. In the future, I think there will be more and better cooperation between bio and tech. So today, I will divide the talk into 3 different parts. The first one, I will discuss about the trend in precision medicine. And the second one, I will speak my mind on tech as a medical staff. The last one, I will show you how OpenInfra and GARAOTUS can bridge bio and tech together. So let's start it. When we talk about precision medicine, like we cannot ignore the genomic industry. It's important. And at the very beginning, what's happening on this is it was really expensive at the very beginning. So then the cost is dropping faster than Moore's law. Right now, we can sequence a lot of whole genome in a very short time. So actually, the goal for the human being, we're not just want to read the code of DNA. All this high tech, it does matter because of all the applications, all the diagnostic, all the treatments based on the NGS. It's really changed the medical practice systematically. So the destination is that we want to pass the new paradigms, shift to the precision medicine. I think the dream of precision medicine is to deliver the right intervention to the right patient at the right time. So as we can see, there are different stages of healthcare progress. In the past, we do the clinical trial. Maybe you have heard that. It's like maybe double-blind randomized control trial. So to find the right treatment for the patients, but the patients means group. We define different group of patients. It may be grouped by disease subtype, risk profile, demographics, clinical feature, biomarkers, and so on. So we want to shift from the stratified medicine to the precision medicine. We don't want to look at the group. We want to look at individuals. It's an industrial revolution. It's a revolution. From looking at the group, we zoom in to the each of individual by all this new tech like genomics, omics, lifestyle, our healthcare records, compliance, and so on. So if it comes true, each of us, we can be benefit from the real personalized healthcare because maybe the prevention, diagnostic, maybe treatment can just based on you, based on yourself. Nowadays, the present scenarios of medicine, I think it's a mature practice which has been proved for decades. But in the future, the scenario will be different. Like we will get more data, the data from DNA, from your lifestyle, from your environment, from biosignals. It can be storage on the cloud. So the healthcare provider like us, we can access all this data to diagnose, to treat the patients. And if there is a new knowledge, new tech, and maybe a new treatment approved by FDA, it can also be applied to the different patients based on all this data. So it's really different. So in order to adopt or adapting all these new scenarios. Healthcare provider like research or hospitals or pharmaceutical company, they will generate the demands of computing power, storage, and cloud services. And I think the other factor is that COVID-19, it's really enhanced the demands of cooperate with AI, HPC, and clouds. Here is a market research from Market. Before COVID-19, the prediction of CAGR is around 27.6%. But post-COVID-19, the CAGR will double to 52.7%. And to different users like pharma or healthcare provider, because the market is booming. So in the future, all of the medical provider stakeholders are on a rise with high CAGR. Then I'll show you the geographical view of the new tech on genomic market. North American markets contribute the highest market share, and Asian market get the most potential. So to the market, I think because technology is improving, is applying in a different area, so the value chain is changing. Like the graphic says that about the CAGR and rank from 2002, right, to 2025. The blue dot, the blue circle, is about the healthcare provider like hospital and clinics. The front line, like this one, takes the highest CAGR. I think the reason is that we encoded the DNA with the letter ATCG, not because we just want to read it. The reason is that in the future, there will be hundreds of millions of sequencing on the way because of the precision medicine to your own personalized healthcare. So what we are doing is to gather information. It will generate, it will storage and compute enormous amount of DNA data. This will be one of the biggest data sets on the planet. So every stakeholders on healthcare, now and in the future, are starting to setting up and updating their infrastructure, because the future of precision medicine is coming. Now, after a short brief about like market trends, now I just want to talk about bio and tech. So I think the mindset between bio and tech are quite different. It's just like different creatures. As a pure medical background, it's a huge challenge. The challenge that we do really need to adopt all this high tech. But it's just like we live in a house, but we have no idea how to build it. So today, I'm going to share a very short story that I think is similar to the feeling of medical stuff when we're looking at all this AI, HPC, cloud, and something like that. Let's take a look at the slide. In the mid-year, from May, Taiwan raised the COVID-19 alert to level 3 because the local confirmed cases are surged to more than 500 cases per day. Then with the number rapidly falling at the end of July, so the alert level was dropped to the second level. So during the 3 months stay at home order, here is because everybody, we are not allowed to meet friends, we can only stay at home, and restaurant could only provide takeout services. So here's a meme like this one. Why your cooking skills improve a lot? The reason is that I stay at home for 3 months. And As a mother, husband, a father, I tried my best to cook, but I don't know much about that. I have no experience about cooking. So what I want to cook is something like this one. It's like the picture, the recipe I get from the internet. But the reality is always cruel. This is the reality. It's something that nobody wants to eat. But we have to find solutions. So I think there is always more than one way to skin a cat. So I get the way is to call out. But I mean not call out for Uber Eats or Foodpanda, not something like that. I mean call out is to experts, to my mom. We don't live together, so she did not cook for us, but she gave me report support. So what have she done? She started to understand what kind of favor we want. She started to organize the resource we have. And that's one. She teach me how to cook it. Guess what? Is the result okay? I'll show you the picture that the results were fantastic and my son gave me a thumb up. So that's me wondering that what my mom did, and it really make a layman like me can receive a word from my son. So I think there is mentally key point. I'll show you. The key point is like what we want, what we need, what we expected. The 3 point, the first one is like my mom started to understand, to realize, to identify what kind of baby we want, and started to understand what kind of cooking style we want. The second, based on what we want, she started to organize the kitchenware we have, and based on what we want, she started to help me to prepare the ingredients, condiments, and so on. The last one is that I think is most important one is that she teaching the basic information. She gave me very simple, very easy to follow process, and when I was cooking, there's on-demand problem solving. Like I can call her. It's very important. Like it's really inspired me. Like as medical stuff, when we're facing all this high-tech AI HPs, it's just like this situation. So like this one, when we look at the command line, it's just like looking at the recipe. It's just the same. Like we can read the words, but I cannot understand it. The same when we look at the hardware and the software, like this one. I know the brand, I know the function, but I'm not expert. So it's just like I'm looking at the kitchenware. So again, medical stuff like me, we want to make precision medicine come true. Precision medicine can be carried out only by cooperating with all this high tech. So we need to find an expert like my mom. I think the answer is OpenInfra and GARAOTUS. We share the same ideas with OpenInfra. The core idea is about open. So OpenInfra creates the sharing culture and demonstrate the importance of the open source. The OpenInfra community practices the same 3 key points to bridge bio and tech. What end users want, what end users need, and what end users expected. For the first one, the end user. Who's the end user? Like pharmaceutical company, like maybe clinics or hospitals, medical centers. We will do it. We will do research we will do like medical practice, maybe in the future, how many computer power or storage we need? Do we need to expand the capacity in the future? So based on what we want, what end user want, we have to know that the hardware and the software. As a pharmacist, I just know the brand name, but I have no idea about all these different, their difference. We have no idea. So we need an expert to help us to make the answer you end users want. And the last one, I say that it's really important. It's an important one. The last one is that what end user expected. I think as native staff, we expect that there is a single platform with like user-friendly platform. We can run the applications on it. We can do research on it. We don't need to worry about maybe there's new hardware or new software. We can use it like we use iPhone or something like all that, like my laptop. So, and the most important is that when the system crash, I need somebody to help. So the on-demand problem solving team is very important. Both of the above is that GARAOTUS will be one of the partners to apply all this technology on the healthcare. So who is GARAOTUS? GARAOTUS is, I think, it's one platform for the multi-cloud, and it can apply any apps. The core value of GARAOTUS is to make cloud service to everyone on a single platform. It will simplify IT and application management workflow. Then, the users like me, I can focus on research, I can focus on patients, I can focus on my business. So, OpenInfra and GARAOTUS, we both contribute a lot of basic infrastructure to support precision medicine. So, do you remember that? There are 3 key points. The first one is that what end users want. So let's identify who is the end user. To the stakeholders of the healthcare value chain. The first one is like pharmaceutical company, medical device company. They would develop new medicine. They will get R&D to get new like medical devices. So they need to use it. The second one will be like generic sequencer, and genomic related company like new applications, new doing the research like clinical institutions, or maybe startups. And the last one is hospital, like for diagnostic, treatment, or like workflow in the medical center. And even though they can apply medical image to assist physicians. So in order to achieve all this like personalized healthcare, there's say that we got 3 major components. The first one is gene, second one is lifestyle, last one is the environment you live. Lifestyle environment we are on the way to collect data to make it like structure, but gene is like a book with structured language. So I think for the human being, the first step to make precision medicine come true is that we can understand the language of genomics. So here I will show you that the genomics standard NGS workflow. Nowadays that we do the sequencer, it's very quick, it's very cheap than before, and we can operate all this sequencer in very easy process. And after we get the reads I think that it's mean like DNA fragments. we need to process all this data to get the variant. So the variant discovery helps to understand the key of the life. Then we storage all the data in the cloud. It's just a quick view about the NGS. So let's take a look about the genomic analysis services by GARAOTUS. So for the users from different stakeholders in healthcare, they will apply genomics into various different applications or projects. For example, in vitro diagnostic, research, or the new pipeline or new tools. And then actually when we after sequencing, we want to read it, but it's not like a book. I think the result from the sequencer is similar to like the puzzle, but the puzzle is with 3 billion base pairs. So because each of the individual is unique, so finish 3 billion base pairs from one person is just the beginning. All of that is need computing power and algorithm to process the read quality analysis, align the files, call the variant, and refine the call set. Then we can get all this mass data. The 3 billion puzzles will be organized into the readable text. So you have to imagine that human beings, can we process 3 billion puzzles in a couple hours? No way. So HPC, AI, it will be the basic infrastructure for the end users to process the data, run the Gene software tools. So all this data will be applied for doing research, to get a new treatment, to make a personalized healthcare come true. Because the goal is precision medicine, so we have to base on what the end user wants. Then we can identify the user's needs. OpenInfra Foundation and its partner have already contributed and it's like contribute an ecosystem. The ecosystem is to build up different infrastructure to meet the end user's need. Then I think GARAOTUS Cloud Platform, we cooperate with OpenInfra and its partners. We orchestrate the whole system from hardware to software, from infra layer to service layer. Every single function from virtualization, containerization, bare metal, or HRM can be applied and synced for OpenInfra. So to the users like me, we can really benefit by the open and rely on the new technology. The last point is what end user expected. As a medical staff, I do really want to find a partner who can provide total solution. A solution with single user-friendly platform. And GARAOTUS, we cooperate with OpenInfra. GARAOTUS platform is an inclusive and diversified architecture based on Kubernetes container, OpenStack, OpenShift, HPC cluster, and the others. We orchestrate all these infra in one platform and bring it into the service level. The users like me, I can apply different algorithms, different applications on this platform. So by OpenInfra's foundation contributes, and users can adopt all this high tech and focus on their research, focus on medical practice. GARAOTUS, we have already cooperated with OpenInfra and open source for many years. In the past decades, we provide service around the world in diverse industries. We experienced to set up like top 500 HPC from 0 to 1. Lots of like country-level institutions, medical centers, universities are our customers. Again, thanks for your OpenInfra. The idea of sharing is really benefit healthcare industry. Looking forward to contribute more in the next decades together, like GARAOTUS and OpenInfra. Hope you enjoyed the show. Should there be any questions, feel free to contact us. Last but not least, because of open, GARAOTUS will open to all of you for being partner in the future. Thank you all. Thank you all you do. Thank you.